Welcome to the new PandaTimeGaming podcast, episode 2. I am Carson Vox.
And I'm Saberkick.
And today we're going to be talking about the console comparison like we did last time.
But post E3.
Post E3, exactly. And E3, it was very nice for me, despite the lack of Nintendo.
Well, you know why.
Yeah, I understand why, but still, I love Nintendo games. Not more than normal games, but I always look forward to seeing new Nintendo games.
But the two main competitors we have here are Sony and Microsoft with the PS4 and the Xbox One.
And man, those were...
I got what I needed out of E3.
I did too, and I was pleasantly surprised, while in contrast, I was just let down.
Yeah, the one console I was surprised pleasantly, the other one I was more let down.
Exactly, it was kind of a weird feeling, but it kind of pushed me on to one side.
Well, you know what really pushed me?
What?
The $100 difference. Yeah, PlayStation 4 is $400 while the Xbox One is $5. And do you think that's because they ship Kinect with it?
That could be a reason why. I don't know, I always found that it was completely reversed to Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 releases.
Yeah, the PS3 was more expensive, but you could do more with it.
Yeah. I remember reading a long time ago, back when those consoles came out, because it was due to hardware limitations, because it was the first Blu-ray playing console.
Yeah.
And both consoles will be Blu-ray compatible, right?
Yes, they will.
All right. Very nice. Now, we discussed price. You want to go on to exclusives?
Exclusives were good. I can't really decide who I like better when it comes to the exclusive category. PlayStation. Let's go with PlayStation.
Start with PlayStation,
Yeah.
not the decision of which is better.
We're not going to go through all of them, just to name a few. They got Infamous Second Son.
I am so excited for that one. You know it.
I am very indifferent on Killzone.
Yes. I mean, Killzone's cool, but it's never been a game I particularly cared for.
Drive Club. They're offering an incentive with Drive Club. If you get PlayStation Plus, you get the Plus version of Drive Club.
Yeah, I'm wondering how it'll be different.
I need to see more from Drive Club. We saw a little bit, but yeah, I don't know. I need more from that. And of course, Gran Turismo.
Another good one. Did I ever tell you my uncle back on PlayStation 2 did had his whole setup? Like
yeah.
He works with he's a welder, and he made his own setup to where he had a steering wheel and he had the gas pedal and brake, and he was a Gran Turismo master.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, he couldn't play any other games.
Well, we can.
We can. I've never been too much of a fan of driving games, though. I love Mario Kart.
I like games that aren't simulated. I love Need for Speed.
Need for Speed was always good.
You like Burnout.
I was a big Burnout fan back in the early 360 days and late Xbox days.
Well, speaking of Xbox, their exclusives are good too. They got the new Halo coming out,
which I hope is better than Halo 4.
Well, let's give it a chance. They got Rise.
Rise looked good.
That looked really good. I'm interested in seeing that. And Titanfall. That's from, I think that's from Respawn Entertainment, where you get in those big old things called Titans.
Yes. Titanfall will be exclusive console-wise to the Xbox One. I believe it'll also have a PC release.
Yeah, I think so too. And the other one for Xbox, Dead Rising.
Dead Rising 3, yes, which is not the Infamous logo.
It's not the Infamous logo.
Not at all.
Oh, and the other one that I thought looked pretty cool, Sunset Overdrive.
Sunset Overdrive did look interesting.
Yeah, I thought it was, I don't know, are they zombies or are they mutants? You got these really crazy guns, and he's doing like hardcore parkour.
Yeah. No, it looked really interesting.
I liked it. But they kept the conversation going with games, and the next thing they discussed, well, I'm not sure what order it was, but indie games.
Indie games, yes, that's a good topic.
Sony highly supported it. They brought everybody out onto the stage. So you get a spot. You get a spot. It's like the Oprah show. You get a spot.
Everybody gets a spot.
Everybody. Two of them that they showcased that I've seen both of these before. Don't Starve.
Yes.
Which is like that little creepy kind of dark game where you go around and try not to die.
Yeah, and you can and enemies pop out at you just everywhere.
Yeah, it's weird like that. And like he's got that funny looking face.
Yeah.
And Outlast.
Outlast.
Have you seen that one yet?
Yes.
That's a like weird, creepy game. Where I don't know if you have like night vision goggles or a flashlight. It's something.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of the Blair Witch Project, how it was like through a camera.
I thought it was like night vision Slender, but like you get to run. Like
Yeah.
I thought it looked pretty good.
Yes.
But Sony highly supports the indie developers. You can self-publish with Sony.
Yes, very important.
On Xbox, did we hear much about that?
No, I haven't heard otherwise, and what I have heard is that they won't be able to self-publish their own games. Indie developers will not.
So, do you think the console for indie developers this time around is going to be the PlayStation?
It looks like it. I mean, indie game developers will always have a special place on Steam.
Yes, definitely.
I found it weird that Xbox One is going to be not very supportive, or doesn't look to be very supportive with indie games when they were with the Xbox 360.
They had a 360 version of Minecraft, which they're going to have on the Xbox One, and that's also it became popular on the PC.
Yes, it started out on the PC.
Yeah, and then they brought it over to Xbox, and that's going to be on the Xbox One as well. But that's really all they talked about.
Yeah, it looked very nice, but it didn't look like anything you couldn't have with.
I didn't see much of a difference.
I could, and it's nothing that I'm too impressed with. I never liked the Xbox 360 version of Minecraft. Now, I'm a big fan of Minecraft on the PC.
Yeah, I know that.
So I'm just going to continue doing that.
Okay, good deal. Well, next thing we should talk about is the rumors that were going around with both consoles. Either confirm them or dispel them.
Yes, or if they're still in the air.
Not very many are, though.
Not very many are left in the air, but there can still be a few.
I got the answers I was looking for. With the PlayStation, like, one of the biggest things that whatever his name is, possibly could have said is, we will let you play used games.
He was I forget his name. It was the president of Sony Entertainment of America.
Sure, what's his face? It wasn't that weird guy that looked like a child molester who kept doing his hands apart and together.
Yes, I suggested the PlayStation Conference drinking game. Anytime a spokesperson opens their hands and then closes them right after they say one thing.
Under 3 seconds?
Under 3 seconds.
Okay, I like that.
You take a drink.
Yeah, take a drink. Well, you go, but make a beer.
You'd be wasted before they get to Destiny.
Well, Destiny was good though. Next, with the whole used game thing, you can lend it to a friend. You can trade it in at GameStop, everything like that. And next thing with the PlayStation, you will not need an internet connection to play single-player games.
I am so happy for that. I don't know why Xbox.
They're dumb.
Why?
You won't need to check in with your internet connection.
Again, Xbox. Why?
But what I think is awesome, your PlayStation Plus membership will carry over.
Very nice.
I'm a member. Yay! I get a clap. And it looks like online play is no longer free on the PlayStation. It looks like you're gonna need PlayStation Plus.
Now, I don't disagree with this.
No, it's people complained about the PlayStation online community, how it was subpar compared to the Xbox 360, and I really think it's just gonna put them on an even playing field. They're not gonna overtake them. It's even.
Yes.
Well, one thing that Sony also did is they showed the hardware. They showed the box.
I was very excited to see the box.
It was kind of weird though. You can't see my hands doing this, but it's like you can't stick a ruler in front of it and have both the top and the bottom touch. It's a little further back.
Yeah, I kind of like that PlayStation always kind of designed their systems after the PS2 to be less of a block and to be more rounded, because the Wii was a block. The Xbox, it's a more rounded block.
The GameCube was a block.
The GameCube was a block.
Has the word cube in it.
It wasn't really a cube, unless you had the Game Boy adapter.
Well, whatever. It's still, whatever, it's a cube.
It is a cube.
And as far as the Xbox side goes, it looks like it will not support used games to a point.
To a point.
To a point.
That is still later to be defined, I think.
What will happen is if you want to lend your friend a game, you have to give it to them. And they will have rights to it and you will not. They can't really just give you the game back.
Well, will the games be... I know that the games were going to download onto the disc, and you won't need the disc after the first time you put it in.
It'll just from the disc to... You said down onto the disc. From the disc to...
Yes, from the disc. Sorry.
Yeah, there you go.
From the disc to the Xbox One hard drive, and it'll be playable through there. You won't need the disc after the first time. And a lot of games are already starting to do that.
Yeah, Black Ops 2 does it where you can download the textures onto your hard disk, and it only has to go back to the regular disk whenever it needs to. It flows better that way.
Yes, and it can enrich the gaming experience, but used games. Now, you were saying that whenever you give the game to a friend, that they will now have the right to play that game, but you will no longer have You will no longer have the license to play that game on your system.
Right. So once you give it for good.
Very, very
pitiful.
I don't want to say that. You know what? No, I'm going to say it. It's a bad decision. I don't think anyone's really arguing that.
No, it's not. And a few more bad decisions. They're going to require that internet connection even for single-player games. And you're going to have to check in periodically with that internet connection, or else your Xbox probably won't work.
Now, I have a lot of friends that lose their internet for whatever reasons. Spending all their money on the prostitutes, what have you. Or maybe they spent the rent money on an XboxOne.
Or one $500 hooker bot.
But I have a lot of friends that play PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, and they do not have an internet connection. They just play single-player games.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
No, not at all. I cherish the single-player gaming experience.
Yeah, but even single-player games these days are being taken over by DLC.
Yes, they are. I'm not a fan of DLC. I like the idea of DLC. I do not like how it's being implemented.
Just saying, I bought like 2 skin packs for Injustice yesterday.
Well, you should buy the season pass. I mean,
I do have the season
with
pass.
deals that great, you might as well.
I may as well, yay!
A hint sarcastic tone.
But 2 things that were good from the Xbox. It looks like your gold membership is going to carry over.
It should.
Yeah, and Microsoft points are gone. They're going to use real money, real currency.
Finally. I don't know why people think they have to invent their own monopoly money just for people to buy games. It's an unnecessary process.
Well, now if Nintendo can just catch up, we'll all be on the same playing field.
Very much so.
Well, how do you think the presentations went from Sony and Microsoft? I thought Sony's was awesome.
Sony's was very good. I loved the wrapping around screens.
Yes.
Had great presentation.
Yeah.
Except for a few hiccups they had, like with Assassin's Creed 4.
Well, they both had their hiccups.
Yeah, they did. And with the PlayStation conference, I liked, like you said earlier, the indie game developers all standing and playing each one of their games.
Yeah, they were wrapped around.
It was very nice. They showed more gameplay.
Yeah, they did show a lot of gameplay.
Which I thought was to be expected since they had their conference much earlier in February, showing all the trailers and teasers for all their games.
You know that Sony's conference was longer than Microsoft, it seems.
Much longer.
And I couldn't find. I don't think it was televised. It might have just been on the internet because you know, well, I forget what the game was. It was that weird like kind of warlock game with the guy with he had the white hair and he said the S word.
Yeah,
well, whatever it was. I can't remember it right now. But
the Dark Sorcerer.
Yeah, something like that. And they had it like they had green screens in the back,
yes,
making it look like it was a movie or something, and had a little elf. I thought that was humorous.
Yeah, I liked it. I guess it was. I think it was meant to be a tech demo of what the PlayStation 4 can do. I don't think it's going to be a game. I haven't heard it's going to be an actual game. A lot of people are speculating, but I don't think there's any confirmation at this point.
Whatever. It was cool. I thought it was funny.
It was very nice.
The guys from Sony, that one guy, the one who I thought looked like a child molester who kept doing the hand thing.
When I kept pointing out that he keeps doing the hand thing and you couldn't stop watching it.
Once you see it, you can't unsee it.
Everyone go back and watch it. When you see them open their hands for that 2 seconds, you can never unsee it again.
I thought he was trying to make jokes a little too often. I wouldn't have minded it if they were funny. And he on stage whenever they did the whole NBA 2K13 thing where they gave LeBron James a mouth that was way too big.
I think LeBron James has a big mouth already. Ha ha.
Well, he's got a weird, funny shaped head. The boy can ball, but he's got a funny shaped head.
Oh, absolutely.
And then whenever they had him like doing the whole thing, his mouth like came down to his chest.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never been too impressed with sports games, and especially little gimmicks like that where, hey, LeBron James, hey, computer LeBron James.
Okay, that was dumb, but I like sports games. I love MLB games.
Yes, I can appreciate a good NBA Jam.
Oh yeah, NBA. Well, that's not a realistic looking game.
No, but it's fun to play.
Yeah, but it's a fun to play game. That's all.
It reminds me a lot of NBA Street.
I didn't play that too much.
That game was the staple of my sports video gaming experience.
Since we're on the topic of games, get it? It's all about games.
Oh, yes.
Gotta love my segues. Again, what games look good that are on both consoles?
Games that look good that are on both consoles?
Yeah, like Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed. I'm looking forward to Assassin's Creed 4.
Black Flag.
Black Flag, yes.
A pirate's life for me.
Yo ho. Mirror's Edge 2.
I thought they would come out with another one.
I was hoping they'd come out with another one. I love me playing me some Chinese girl white and red.
Don't be a pervert.
What?
You know why we didn't see much Call of Duty at E3? They took care of it before E3. They had their own little conference where they showed off gameplay.
Yes, they did.
I saw it. I thought it was good.
I was showing you that picture of the fake lighting.
The fail picture where the sun was in front of you, but the rays were coming in from the left.
I haven't heard if that's a fake picture or not, but I haven't seen anything,
I don't
testing
care. I want to play the game. I don't care. Whatever.
Metal Gear Solid 5.
Is Snake's voice new?
I
think it is.
I felt like it could have been, like it was different.
I think he's got a new voice.
But I'm looking forward to playing it regardless.
And what else? Final Fantasy?
Final Fantasy 15.
Well, aren't they coming out with... did they come out with HD's versions
yes.
for the older one?
Yeah, they're coming out with an HD release remake.
Was it 10, 10-2?
10 and 10-2. I liked 10 and 10-2. It was before Final Fantasy 13, which I did not care for, or 12, or 11, really.
You just have opinions, don't you?
I do. I guess I do. Final Fantasy 9 and 10 were great games.
But there's two games on my list that are pre-orders, like, right now.
And I'm sure one of them is mine. You want to say the one that's on both of ours at the same time?
Watch Dogs.
Watch Dogs. Absolutely. It's not the same time.
Well, I don't know what whatever, okay? Like, Watch Dogs and Destiny.
Destiny.
I was very impressed with both of them. Watch Dogs looks phenomenal. That, like, as soon as I can afford it, I'm going to go pre-order it. Same thing with Destiny.
Watch Dogs did look incredible. I was actually showing one of my friends the trailer for it, and she was blown away.
Right? I was blown away.
It looks really fun.
Like, I thought there was going to be a glass ceiling, but there wasn't.
No. The game was incredible. Destiny, though it kind of follows the same constructs as Halo, it looks like. It looks like it's going to be a fully original game. It looks... What was that part? The Destiny had the entering...
like a group thing.
Yes, explain it from the beginning.
Okay, like the two guys were up at that wall, right? And they're just playing. It's a cooperative campaign, it looks like. And they get to like this little boss or a mini boss, and then these people start flooding in. It looked like it was people that were also playing the game at that point. It's multiplayer within single player, it looks like.
And that's been confirmed that's how it is?
That's what I saw.
That's what you saw?
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Alright, it looked like it was that way. It may not be. I hope it is.
I hope it's that way, because that looked amazing.
That would be very interesting. But you'd also kind of have to wonder, how would they allow that to happen? I mean, how do you just run into that boss without being in that part of the story?
We'll have to see more.
We will have to see more. More developments will come out as it comes closer to the release dates of these consoles, which will be...
The release dates? They're both going to come out in November.
Yes. Has PlayStation 4 been confirmed for November?
Yes. And, well, if you try to... You can already pre-order it, and it says the expected ship date is the 31st of December, but I think that's only a placeholder date. It's going to be in November, it looks like.
Placeholder date, the last day of the year. We guarantee it'll be out this year, guys.
Right? Like...
Don't worry about it.
Come on, we need to slay the Christmas noobs. So, we've talked about price, we've talked about games, exclusives, rumors,
Indie development.
What do you think? Who won E3?
In my humble and unmattering opinion...
Unmattering?
Yes. My opinion is unmattering to the internet.
Okay.
So I give it.
Okay.
In my honest opinion, I have to go with the PlayStation 4.
PlayStation 4.
And it's simply because of used games and the online connection.
They gave me what I wanted. Like, did you hear the applause whenever they said, we're going to let you play used
It kept
games?
going for like a whole minute.
Yeah, like I saw these, some guys were standing up like, yeah! He's like, alright.
It's what everyone wanted and Sony delivered.
Sony, like, everything that I could want in a system, they gave it to me.
Exactly.
And they're, you know what, Xbox, they're going to have Twitch for streaming. But that's a plus. PlayStation, they're going to have Ustream. I'm not going to use that. I'm just going to use my Elgato.
Yes.
And I don't need it for the Xbox. So there's nothing bringing me to Xbox.
Exactly. We're not trying to say that the Xbox One is a bad system.
It's a good system.
It's a very good system. Both systems look incredible, but there's a certain pull that Sony's giving to the gamers. There's a certain pull that they have where they're delivering what we want and what the gaming community as a whole want. I don't want to speak for the whole internet, but you see what I mean.
Yeah, like I can use my remote to switch to a different channel. I don't need to talk to my Xbox. I don't want it to be always listening. If I'm sitting here and talking to you like this, and I said, oh, well, my girlfriend called me when I was trying to turn my Xbox on, and then boom, it'll turn on.
Xbox on.
Yeah. I don't want that to happen. It's going to be always listening.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of weird.
What if I try to run for Congress one day? I mean, I say things.
Xbox One seems to be taking that step that Project Glass, the Google Glass.
Yeah.
I don't care what anyone says. I think that's a dumb idea, but that's for another.
It's before its time, whatever.
It is before its time. I don't think there needs to be a replacement for pressing a button. Like there needs to be a replacement for looking at my phone.
I guess so. But that's not pulling me to Xbox. It's not. I don't need to talk to my system.
It's not tailored towards gaming as much as I would like.
So I'm going to go ahead and give mine to PlayStation 4 as well. So, what do you guys think? No hate, though. No hate. Like, this is unbiased, kind of.
Yeah, try to keep it no hate, but I am generally interested in what people think about the podcast and about the consoles.
Yeah, definitely.
So, we would appreciate any input. Please leave a comment below.
Yeah, and if new details come to rise, we'll put them out there.
We will try to cover them as they're being developed. We would have covered this earlier, but I was sick.
You were sick because you're dumb.
I was sick the past couple days, so this is coming out.
Old news.
Yeah, old news, but we got to put it out there regardless.
Isn't that like an oxymoron? Old news?
Yes, it is an oxymoron.
Like jumbo shrimp?
Like retardedly smart.
Okay, that's offensive.
No, it's not.
No. Okay, whatever. We'll get back to you next time whenever we figure out more stuff. As soon as he stops laughing at his own joke.
You liked it.
Whatever. We're out. I'm Saberkick.
I'm Carson Vox.
Take it easy.